The Tangshan Earthquake happened in Tangshan, Hebei, China. It was a MEA earthquake with an aftershock of 7.1 and is considered one of the deadliest earthquakes of all time. It happened at 3:42 a.m. on July 28, 1976. Before the earthquake, there were many animal anomalies that happened, signaling the upcoming earthquake. There were reports of chickens running around frantically and clucking, and even fish jumping out of their bowls trying to escape. The magnitude of the earthquake was a 7.8 and lasted about 15 seconds. Since this was in the middle of the night, many people were unable to get to safety. Once the earthquake was over, survivors emerged to see that their city had been leveled and loved ones were buried under debris. Between 255,000 and 700,000 people were dead as a result of this earthquake. This range is so large because of the communist regime China was under. Exact numbers were not released, and it is too difficult to tell exactly how many were killed. About 150,000 were injured in this earthquake. Between 85 and 90% of the infrastructure was lost at this time because this town was built on sandy soil, so nothing was stable enough to withstand an earthquake, let alone a 7.8 magnitude earthquake. Another reason a loss in this infrastructure was so drastic was because the Tangshan fault line was not known about and was discovered when this earthquake happened. If there was prior knowledge of this fault line, then buildings could have been built stronger enough to withstand an earthquake, resulting in less casualties. At the time this earthquake hit, China was at its peak of political unrest. Two communist leaders, Zhou Enlai and Mao Zedong, died around this time, so there was competition over who was going to take over running the country. Dealing with the aftermath of this earthquake was a big selling point. A possible successor, Hui Gafang, showed sympathy to the people of Tangshan, and that secured his spot as China's new leader. Even though he was more sympathetic than other Chinese leaders, he was still communist and was not open to fixing relations with the UN. China opposed millions of dollars in aid and supplies because they wanted nothing to do with the democratic world. Tangshan never fully recovered because not enough resources were put into rebuilding by the Chinese government. The environmental impacts were nothing short of what you would expect after an earthquake. Crops were ruined and there were plenty of animal casualties. Water was short because all of the well structures collapsed, allowing the sandy soil to infiltrate the water supply. The shortage of water made recovering even more difficult and making the earthquake effects even more drastic, reinforcing the fact that this is one of the most devastating natural disasters in history.